welcome back. Jeff Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. What I want to do is talk about stories today. I want to talk about the power of stories. You know, you change your story, you can change your life. I want to talk about the power of the stories you tell yourself, and I want to talk about the power of the stories you tell to others. But first of all, if you're returning, thanks for being with me again. Appreciate the support. If you're new here, one of the things we do every week is talk about what we're accountable to achieve each week. On Monday, we look at things and say, okay, what do you have to do this week so that on Friday you can look back and say it's been a successful week, but more importantly, that what you've done throughout the week has got you closer to your bigger goals. Because as we set goals, we need to reverse engineer it and say, okay, this is my goal I want to reach in a year. What do I need to do on a monthly basis so that I can do that? And if that's the case, what do I need to do on a weekly basis to reach those monthly goals? And then we can break it down to daily. So that's what we look at every Monday. What do I need to do so that by the end of the week, I'm closer to my bigger goal? So leave me a DM wherever you're listening to this or watching this, leave a comment or email me at jeff@jeffhaggie.com. Be accountable to those things that we talked about on Monday and just tell me, how are you doing? Because you got to stay on track. If you're getting behind, what are you going to do to get back on track? What do you need to help boost you up there? Who can help you get up there? We've talked about that a lot as well. You know, Benjamin Hardy's book, Who Not How. It's not always how are we going to get there? Who can help me get there? So look at those things too, but we want to make sure that you're sticking with it, that you're getting there so you can achieve those goals that you set out for. All right, let's talk about stories. Story time. You know, there's so much power in a story. Let's first talk about the stories we tell ourselves, because you know, as we go through life and as we are faced with challenges, if we've got a story that's holding us back, we can find social proof around us everywhere that's going to help us confirm that we're right. You know, if you've tried something and you failed and you've talked yourself out of continuing to try because it's something that you can't do, you're going to find all sorts of social proof to justify your decisions. You're going to have the people that, you know what, you're right. That was a huge goal. You tried hard. That was great, but it wasn't realistic. You weren't going to achieve that. Now you look at that and that's just going to tell you, yeah, I know. I tried. I failed, but I tried. That's all I needed to do, and let's not worry about it anymore. Well, what if instead that person was saying, no, you tried, you failed, that's okay. You can still do this. This is how you need to do it. This is what you need to change. You can still get out there and do what you were trying to do and achieve those goals. You know, change that story. It's going to completely change that outcome and what you achieve in life. And so as we face difficult things, we've got to be very conscious of the stories we're telling ourselves. Let's look at another situation. Imagine yourself right now, any of your financial difficulties, any of the difficulties you're facing right now. Put yourself a year into the future and imagine it's been the most incredible year. Your mortgage is paid off. Your credit cards are paid off. All the debts that you've had are paid off, and how that would make you feel. But now, could that really happen? What's the story you're telling yourself right now? Are you telling yourself a story in your head that's giving you limiting beliefs, saying, no, it can't happen. No, I couldn't do that, but maybe I could have a good year and I could pay it down a bit. No, I know people that have had that opportunity to accelerate it that quick. You don't think there's people that have made $1 million in a year, that have gone from 0 to $1 million? You don't think there's people that have made $1 million in a month? Why can't that be you? What's the secret you need to crack so that that can be you? It begins with the story you're telling yourself. You've got to be able to believe what you're trying to achieve, because that story is going to have a big impact on it. Now, the other part, we talk about the stories we share. Let's look at an example. If you've been listening to me for a long time, there's a lot of the stories that I share about how I got into coaching. You know, I've got 20 plus years of being an entrepreneur. During 20 plus years of entrepreneurship, have I done everything right? Absolutely not. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've learned from those mistakes. I've done a lot of training. I've gone through courses. I've gone through certifications. Why do I tell those stories? Because it shows you that I've been there and I can help you to get there as well. Those stories are showing experiences that I've been through that you might be going through something very similar. You know, you might be in a completely different industry, but like I talk about when I'm talking about my masterminds, someone from a different industry might be doing something completely different, but give you that aha that's going to be the breakthrough for you. You know, the story I tell often with my masterminds was when I was focused on making some pivots with my stone company that we were trying to figure things out. I was at a conference in Hawaii, sitting at a table with a lady that owned a scrapbooking company. And it was something that she said that gave me the aha to make a change in my stone company. So I tell these stories because it's going to give you the opportunity to say, you know what, that could work for me too. And that's where the power of the story comes in. So what is your story? And that creates, you know, so many people need to look at things. A lot of the clients I work with, part of what they're doing is they need to create their own brand. And you look at someone like Richard Branson, he owns however many companies, but he's the face of it. And his story rolls out to all of those different companies. And what is your story? You know, you listen, if you're a follower of Russell Brunson, how many times have you heard the potato gun story? Lots. But there's a reason behind it, because he can get his point across as he tells that story. And so look at what you're doing. Look at your epiphanies that have got you the success that you have, and what are the stories you can share that's going to help your customers realize that, yeah, you're the one that can help them. Change your story, change your life. You know, that goes on both sides. Now, the other part is we talk about confidence. The stories that we're telling ourselves in our mind, if we're filling our mind with limiting beliefs, our confidence isn't going to grow. Our confidence is going to diminish because we keep telling ourselves that we can't do it. You know, Christopher Worth this week, in some of the other episodes, we talked about the little victories lead to big wins. And that's what we've got to look at. You know, as we get these smaller victories, we can change our story and say, yeah, I accomplished that. I can get to the next level. I can do that. And it's going to help you get to the big win. But it all starts with, you have that small accomplishment, and what's the story that you tell yourself that goes along with it? So stories are powerful, extremely powerful in all aspects of how we use it, how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to others. So become a master storyteller. As you create that talent of telling stories, it increases your influence with yourself. It increases your influence with others. It's a talent. But number one, start with yourself, because you're the one that has to believe in what you're doing. And as I was talking earlier, you know, as we set goals and we want to achieve them, we've got to reverse engineer it so we know what we're doing on a daily basis to work towards that bigger goal. If you don't have clearly defined, written out goals, I've said it lots of times on these episodes, but go to jeffheggie.com/momentum and get my free momentum series and go through that. It's just a 3-video series, and it's going to help you set your goals. It's going to help you get clarity, help you understand how you're going to achieve them, and most important, understand your purpose and your why behind those things. So make sure you're starting off on the right foot. And as you go through that, it'll help you to understand how to build your confidence, how to have that within yourself, and remember to tell yourself the stories that are going to help you to build that momentum and have that confidence. Now, the other thing, a couple nights ago, I just put it out in an email to my email list that I had a special offer, and it was just because I'd been reading something and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to throw this out here, made it available to 5 people, and that got eaten up pretty quick. And I'm excited to work with them. But I had a ton of people talking to me about it, and a lot of people that missed out on it. And so what I'm going to do for the next 48 hours, if you've listened to this, send me an email or a DM and just say, I'm interested, and I'm not going to make the same offer because that was just a one-time special, but I am going to make it very, very attractive. I'll tell you more about it when you get hold of me, but it's only going to be available for 48 hours. So after that, it won't be available anymore. But what I can do is I can promise you, if you look at yourself in the mirror right now and say, you know what, I really thought by this time in my life, I'd be further ahead by now. Or if you look at yourself and think, in a year from now, I need to be in a better spot. I don't want to be in the same situation right now as in a year from now as I am now. Or just the fact that you need some clarity, you need some direction, you need to really set some goals and achieve it. These are the things I'll help you with. We're gonna make 2021 the absolute best year ever. Everyone, not everyone, because I've seen some amazing things the last year and a half, but there's a lot of people that think it's a pandemic. We gotta wait till we get out of this pandemic and things get better. There's a lot of great things happening right now, and there's a lot of opportunity. And if you wanna be the one that really takes advantage of this, hurry and hit me up and let's take advantage of it and get rolling with you. I'm really looking forward to working with you. But first things first, if you haven't taken it, jeffheggie.com/momentum. Get that free momentum series. Have a great weekend. I'll be back with you on Monday. See ya.